Hi guys! So yesterday we got to talk about the planet Jupiter, which is the first of our gas giants. Remember, they don't have a solid surface. So they're made up of gases to where you could actually fall through the surface. So today we're going to move on to the next gas giant, which is right behind Jupiter, and it's also the second largest planet. And it's a planet that a lot of people recognize because it has something special around it. And the planet we're going to talk about is Saturn. And why Saturn is so recognizable is because it has all these rings of rock and ice that circle it and orbit it. So we're going to be looking at those rings when we study about Saturn, okay? So Saturn, and the title of the book kind of tells you what's special about it. It says, Amazing Rings. Which planet has many bright rings? Saturn. Saturn is part of Earth's solar system. Remember, our solar system is everything that goes around our sun. So we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. There's our rocky planets. And then Jupiter, Saturn. So Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Saturn is huge. It is so big that 763 Earths could fit inside of it. So remember, Jupiter, 1,000 Earths could fit inside of it. Saturn, 763 Earths, so it's still huge. A flare of gas surrounds Saturn. The gases give the planet its color. Some parts are yellow and some parts are blue. Saturn is much windier than Earth. Winds on Earth can reach 318 miles per hour, and those are in big storms like hurricanes and tornadoes. Winds on Saturn can blow up to 1,100 miles per hour. So this is a giant windy storm on Saturn. People have not visited Saturn. However, spacecraft have explored the planet. They sent information back to Earth. Saturn has at least 12 rings. The rings orbit or move around the planet. So they know there's 12. It's kind of like the moons on Jupiter. There might be more. They just need some better pictures to kind of figure it out. Saturn's rings are made of pieces of ice and rocks. Some pieces are smaller than a grain of sand, and some are bigger than a house. So some of those huge pieces of ice and rock are actually bigger than a house. That's why if you look very carefully, you can see the bigger specks inside those rings that are orbiting around. At least 62 moons orbit Saturn. So remember, we talked about Jupiter having at least 67 moons that orbit it. Saturn is so huge, it has 62 moons that orbit it. And scientists think there are more moons and rings to discover. Remember, we just haven't been able to discover them because we've only had one spacecraft go around it. And sometimes we don't get exactly perfect pictures. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. And so on our chart, we're going to compare Saturn to Earth. So Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Earth is the third planet from the sun. So Earth is much closer to the sun. And remember, if we were way back there where Saturn is, we couldn't survive because it would be too cold. Our Earth would not be warm enough for us. And the size, remember the Earth is almost 8,000 miles across, 7,918. Saturn's size is 72,367 miles across. The average temperature, remember, on Earth is 59 degrees. The average temperature on Saturn is negative 288 degrees. And remember, then it's got those really, really strong winds that are going to make it feel even colder than that. And then Earth only has our one moon. Saturn has at least 62 moons. All right, guys, so what you're going to do is you're going to get to go to Seesaw, and you're going to get to draw me a picture of Saturn. So remember, some of it looks like it's yellow, and if you look very carefully, some of it looks like it's blue, kind of mixed in because those gases. And then the thing about Saturn is it has those distinctive rings, those rings that are made out of ice and rocks. So you're going to draw a picture of Saturn, and then just like the other planets, you're going to then tell me some facts about Saturn. What's interesting about it? What did you learn from the book about Saturn, okay? All right, I'm so excited to see what you learned. Thanks, guys.